Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the KIZUNA Clash vs Crocodile for the new 6+ Super Boss event for the 10.5 anniversary. And in today's video, we're focusing on the 10-star event without utilizing any of the new batch. We're not using any of the 10.5 legends, none of the rare recruits, none of that fun stuff. And basically, the way that we've built these teams is that you can use either the same friend captain as the one you see as the captain, or you can bring Vivi. Now, with this particular event comes 2 new rare recruits and a support, being Bonnie the support, Vivi and Warple, and then Morgan's World Shaking Entertainer. And with Vivi, Vivi actually buffs Cerebral and Slasher character. Now, both these characters get a bit of a buffed captain ability. And like I said, Vivi is going to work as the friend captain for all the teams you're about to see in today's video. However, if you can't find Vivi, don't stress. You can literally just run a ditto copy of the character that I am using. So if you're looking for like assist teams and stuff like that, this video should be able to help you out. Now, Super Boss this season is an absolute doozy. I have never seen a Super Boss this bad, like ever. But I'll do a separate video on that. Today, we're just focusing on that 10-star event to take down Crocodile in his 6-star form. So starting it off, we have the strength variation, and all the teams you see in today's video are going to be slasher-centric. Remember, with Vivi, she's a cerebral and a slasher booster. So if you can build out cerebral slasher teams, you can basically bring her very easily. Strength, Dex, quick characters get all the good stuff on this particular fight. Battle 2, you get a full board of tandem orbs. 10 turns of tandem, strength, dex, quick, psi, all of that fun stuff becomes unfavorable. 1 turn of paralysis, and then a slot barrier for 1 Semler slot. When you defeat the enemy, he does a 100% heal, and then he is going to give you a full board of unfavorable slots, as well as do a crewmate captain swap. So very annoying stuff there. After level 31, Crocodile has full immunity, all the blow away shenanigans, 5 turns of attack down, normal attacks only. Top row gets dispared for 6 turns after sockets. There's 6 turns of threshold, 1 turn of a 1 or barrier this time, and then on defeat, you take 200,000 damage, which is a lot. That's a lot of damage, man. 200,000 is an absolute lot. So, downside to this particular fight is that basically all orbs will become unfavorable, which is very annoying. The 10 turns of it is very finicky. However, there are ways to get around this. You can use stuff like Wano slots, and you can use stuff like Semler orbs to get around it that way. So for this particular fight, we're utilizing Yamato as our captain. Now, Yamato is great because you get a whole bunch of damage output with her. She can make Wano orbs. She uses color affinity, increased damage taken, all that fun stuff. Now, if you run a Vivi friend captain, this team actually works a little bit nicer, and you can obviously replace Hiyori with just like anyone, really. But the upside to running Vivi is she can actually remove barriers. Now, on turn 2, remember you have that very annoying shenaniganry where basically all orbs will get treated as unfavorable. But with Hiyori, you actually get a full board of 1 orbs to start, and then you can use her special on turn 2, lock those orbs and carry them into the next turn. You will need to remove this Semler orb barrier, and then we have the Corazon support to remove the 1 turn of paralysis. But utilizing this particular Mihawk is going to work great. He actually triggers the Super Tandem of Zoro Sanji as well. Not that we can get it, but look, it is what it is. Utilizing this guy here, he can give you an orb buff, and then you can also just remove that barrier. Works pretty nicely. On the final stage, the super switches of the Yamato will basically give you a damage reduction of 70%. Her special is going to give you a color affinity buff, increased damage taken. You should be able to get her special back pretty easily with all the shenanigans that is going on here. If you like keep some Wano orbs from turn 1, you can just save Hiyori special for the final stage just to get a little bit more cooldowns into Yamato. If you are running a second Yamato friend captain, you might be able to replace Hiyori with another barrier remover, and then just like super swap with your other Yamato, so that way you just have one orb you can kill there. But that depends on what the typing looks like on turn 2. Turn 2 is a bit of a bitch for this particular fight. It's the big problem, and we're utilizing Law to get around to the other very annoying ability, which is the captain swap ability. Now, if you guys are running Vivi, like you can use the Vivi special on turn 2. That's going to swap the captain in, but like I said, I wanted to make these teams work with Vivi or without Vivi. So if you're running double Yamato, that's going to work too. Turn 2, you're going to also want to swap into Law. Law's going to then bypass the captain swap ability, and then he's going to swap out, and then if you use Vivi to swap him back in, you're going to use 5 specials, and you can just like get his special back again, which in turn is going to actually help Yamato, which is hilarious. Zoro Sanji, they're just here for all the chain shenanigans. You could probably replace them with something else, but their super swap on the final stage is going to give you an attack boost and an orb buff, and then their special is going to increase it and do all that sort of stuff. They're basically just all of your damage dealing specials on that final stage, which is absolutely hilarious. So That's the team now. I tried to do it without supports, but I did need to just bring 1 turn of paralysis support. Honestly, if you run the Whale Shark ship at level 12, you're not going to need it, but I just thought I would include this. Also, Vivi, if you run Vivi as a friend captain, she bypasses paralysis, so that's something else to note. Moving on to the quick variation of the 10-star events. Cerebral Slasher shooters get all the good stuff on turn 2. All orbs, including bomb, get turned to unfavorable, and then you get 2 turns of all the type orbs being unfavorable. Like, obviously, they release these characters that do stuff with Wano orbs and Semel slots. They want you to use them, so this is a way of getting them to do that. It's 3 turns of Burn here, and then 4 turns of Top Row Despair, which will go down to 1 turn, so you only have to deal with 1 turn of Despair. Not really that big of a deal, but like something to note. On level 31 plus, because like a lot of you guys are going to want to do that because it's super boss. If your top right captain is quick, you get a little bit different to if it's any of the other colors. And the main difference is the Top Row Despair compared to the Silence. So ideally, unless you're running like Brook as your captain, the KIZUNA Legend Brook, you really want your captain to be quick. Like, it's very, very important that your captain is quick. Obviously, with this particular fight too, like, Dex is going to have type advantage. So, again, using Yamato here is actually really, really good. Yamato you can obviously switch between. But basically, what you have to deal with is if your captain is quick, you have paralysis, a full board of tandem slots, full immunity to, normal attacks only, 5 turns of attack down, 6 turns of damage reduction, a 90% attack down if you have tandem orbs, Wano orbs, quick orbs, and Dex orbs, and bomb orbs. So very annoying stuff there. They kind of want you to use recovery orbs or similar slots, but it is what it is. And then you get Despair. And then the bot, like if you have anything else, it's basically exactly the same, except instead of the Despair, you actually get Silence. So something to note there. But the team looks like this. There is something that I need to do here. I need to add this Corazon support once again. Corazon is absolute demon. You can use a ship that gets around 1 turn of Despair. But Corazon, he's going to be really, really good for this. Once again, we're using Yamato. We're going to start as the quick variation, so that way when we move into the final stage, our captain is going to be quick, and then we can switch to Dex, so we're doing a lot more damage. Remember, if you want to bring Vivi as a friend captain, you can bring Vivi as a friend captain. No one's stopping you. It's going to work absolutely fine. Something to note with this particular team, it does take a level Limber Break 5 Super Sugo, so I do want to talk about that once we get there. But you have to deal with Burn and Despair on turn 2, and then you get a full board of unfavorable slots, which you sort of have to deal with there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to switch with Zoro Sanji on that particular turn, get the attack boost, get the orb buff, and then move into the final stage. With that, unfortunately, we don't really have any other way of getting like orbs otherwise. It is what it is. So utilizing the super swap of Zoro Sanji there should work out pretty hunky-dory, provided tandem orbs aren't negative, are they? Oh, yeah, no, they make tandem orbs unfavorable. Oh no, you just get a full board unfavorable orbs, and then yeah. So what you can actually do here, you can actually do this. Put the German support on, and then that way you get a full board of tandem orbs, and that way you can actually save the super swap to get an attack boost and an orb buff and all that fun stuff on the final stage. On the final stage, you get around the attack down and the paralysis, which is using Shanks and Buggy. Shanks Buggy work exceptionally well here, and then to get around the Despair, we have the female Law and Beppo, so they work out quite nicely. Their super switch is going to give you some more attack down, as well as a defense down that goes through full immunity, so that way you can actually get a conditional boost with this team. The thing about this particular team is, obviously, we are utilizing the tandem orbs and Wano orbs of Yamato and Zoro Sanji. If you're going to bring Vivi as a friend captain, then like you don't have to worry about it too much. But we are utilizing Odin here. Now, the reason I brought Odin was because he has this ability where he can actually remove 6 turns of reducing all damage reduction from certain slot effects by 6 turns. I know I said 6 turns twice, so I do apologize. And he's a slasher, so he's going to work great. I do believe you need level Limber Break 5 for this, so just be mindful of that. If you guys know any replacements for Odin, let them be known in the comment section below, because if you don't have a way of getting around that, you basically have to bring Vivi for this particular team. You can just replace Odin with someone that gives you a full board of recovery slots. That could definitely work. Give you a full board of strength orbs if you can make them matching. Like, that's going to work, but problem is the tandem orb and the Wano orb situation does make it a little bit challenging. Obviously, we have Yamato. That way you're quick. You switch into the Dex. You have type advantage, you have all that fun stuff. And then if you are bringing a second Yamato, you're going to get all the increased shenanigans of color affinity and increased damage taken. Or if you're bringing Vivi, you have an attack boost there with Vivi as well. She's going to work out quite nicely there. She's going to swap your bottom right character into captain. So I just put Shanks and Buggy there, but like it really doesn't matter like what you want to do. You could probably do this if you really want to. It's just much of a muchness, really. I think if Shanks and Buggy becomes captain, they actually do something with color affinity. So that's kind of one of the big things. No, they just extend it. Oh, they boost the type effects of Dex by 1.1, which is actually pretty strong. But I feel like if you're gonna put Zoro under there, like that's gonna be more damage regardless. So that's the team. Should work quite nicely. I don't imagine that being any issues. Let's move on to the final variation now, which is what variation is this? The Dex variation. So against Dex, Cerebral Slashes and Free Spray get all the good stuff. On stage 2, you get Bind and a Hit Barrier, as well as a 4-water block slots. After level 31, Crocodile has full immunity and all the blow-away shenanigans. Normal attacks only, 3 turns of Burn, percent damage of 90% for HP, 2 turns of Hunger. You get full board of Tandem Block and Bomb Orbs. You get an Orb Block, Special Reverse. There's a Tandem Orb Barrier for 3 turns, and then there's an Intimidation if you use any, what is it, status effects. So, attack up, slot effect boost, you're actually going to lose it. I want you to defeat the enemy, he comes back for 15% HP, and then he has 8 turns of Captain's Despair. On top of that, because it's the next turn, he's going to give you 3 turns of only using 1 special limit. Now, something I forgot to mention with this particular team, we don't have a way of getting around the burn. Shouldn't be an issue, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But if you have the Giant support, you can just slap on the Giants here, and then that's going to take care of the burn for you. Onto this particular variation that we are running, Shanks as our captain. Shanks just takes care of turn 2. He basically covers you. Because he's your captain, you get 3 turns of color affinity. He removes the barrier, he removes the block orbs, he gives you like, he has hunger. He's so good for this fight. Absolute perfect unit for this. So he takes care of turn 2, and then you can move on to the final stage. The Giants are going to take care of the burn. If you don't have the Giants, just replace them with any other burn remover. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They have type advantage, so I just don't include them. But like I said, just bring someone else to remove the burn. That should be fine. Zoro-san just going to give you Tandem Orbs. You have the Super Tandem with this particular team. You have the EX with Shanks. You have the Despair removal with Roger and Roger Whitebeard, and then you have the special cooldown with Yamato and Luffy. So that's going to give you an all buff and stuff like that too. So you're going to get everyone turned into Free Spirit Slashes anyway with Zoro Sanji. So this team should actually work out pretty nicely. So as you can see, like the crux of the video is built around slashes. Honestly, this particular Kizuna has got me banging my head against the wall. So apologies that the video is pretty rushed. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do on this particular Kizuna because it is actually so goddamn tedious. And sleep deprivation's got me feeling pretty whack. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, bell like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's